Following allegations of sex with an underage girl, the leader and chairman for the Alliance Democratic Party, Mohamed Kamarainba Mansaray, has denied all claims, which he described as an attempt to smear his character and silence him. He was summoned by the Criminal Investigations Department to answer to questions regarding the allegations. He spoke to AYV's Ransford Lubi-Medziga.
The leader of the Alliance Democratic Party, Mohamed Kamarainba Mansaray, has been named in the sexual scandal of a 15-year-old girl. In an attempt to clear his name of the allegations, Mohamed Kamarainba Mansaray has turned himself up for investigations at the Criminal Investigations Department. In speaking to AYV in an interview, the ADP leader confirmed that his residence was barricaded by police and military officials, even though at that point he was not aware of this particular case. According to Kamarainba, he met the girl when she asked him to help her with her schooling.
For the past couple of days, they've been into my house. They broke in yesterday, and I've told the Inspector General yesterday that I'm going to be here at 1 o'clock at the CID. I'm here right now at the CID at 1 o'clock. But it's not true. That's why I want to make the marks very clear so people can hear me well. I have never in my life touched an underage girl in my life. This is a ploy, a setup. Everybody knows. Everybody that truly knows me knows that. According to the allegation, I took this 15-year-old to a hotel, Diamond Lodge Hotel in Kono. I've never been in that hotel, never slept in that hotel. I've never actually stayed in that hotel. So I think the police went there and checked records. They found out that I was never been there. So I don't know where this allegation are coming from. I don't know if it's just a plot to silence me, you know, as one of the main opposition mouthpiece in this country. Maybe it's a gear towards to silence me, but I don't know. This is why I'm here now, to know why the allegation, and at least give my statement to what's going on. I really don't know, except like you said, I called the LEC in Kono, and the LEC told me about they investigating a matter of sexual penetration, that I slept with a 15-year-old girl. And I will never do that, especially somebody like me. And I've been in this country for so long. There's no way. This is a total ploy to smear and destroy and silence me. My attorneys are here right now. They even told me to work with me to the CID, so I believe they're here right now. Emmanuel Safa, Abulai, and the Macaulay, and some other attorney that are here to represent me.
Ransford Lubi-Medziga, AYV News in Freetown.
Alright guys, so listen, before I even go any further to make any analysis, I'm going to read the Constitution to you guys, right? I'm going to go to Section 17 of the Constitution, the 1991 Constitution. Section 17 says protection from arbitrary arrest or detention. Now, I'm going to read subsection 1 because Section 17 has 3 parts to it. It has Section 1, it has Section 2 and 3. So under Section 17, subsection 1, it says, no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except as may be authorized by law in any of the following cases. That is to say, and I'm going to, bring what's very important for us to see here, which is subsection E and F. Again, follow me here. No person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except as may be authorized by law in any of the following cases. That is to say, I'm going to go to E. For the purpose of bringing him before a court or tribunal, as the case may be in execution of the order of a court. F. Upon reasonable suspicion of his having committed or is being about to commit a criminal offense. So again, it says, no person shall be deprived of his personal liberty except in these circumstances, E and F. And I'm reading E and F because it relates to subsection 3 of Section 17. So subsection 3 of Section 17, which says, any person who is arrested or detained in such a case, as is mentioned in paragraph E or F that I just read, of subsection 1, and who is not released shall be brought before a court of law within 10 days. So any person who is arrested or detained in such a case, as is mentioned in paragraph E and F that I read earlier, right? And who is not released shall be brought before a court of law. What does it say? It says within 10 days from the date of arrest in cases of capital offenses. So anybody that is arrested, they should be brought to court within 10 days. In the cases of capital offenses, offenses carrying life imprisonment, and economic and environmental offenses. So anybody will commit these kinds of crimes, guys, anybody will commit any kind of crime there, we get for do with, say, capital offenses, kill, murder, this and that, right? Rape, offenses carrying life imprisonment, should be brought before court in 10 days. And also, B, it says, within 72 hours of his arrest in case of other offenses. So again, either then bring the person within 10 days for coming to court, where he commits these kinds of capital offenses and stuff, or within 72 hours, depending on the kind of crime. If they're in low, they catch somebody go thief pepper. Within 3 days, therefore don't bring and come to court. This is what the Constitution says, right? And let me continue to read subsection B of 3, right? Follow me, guys. If you have the Constitution, turn to it. So again, subsection 3 under section 17, B. And if any person, so it continues to say, within 72 hours of his arrest in case of other offenses. And if any person arrested or detained in such a case, as is mentioned in the said paragraph F, and is not tried within the periods specified in paragraph A or B, which you read the Constitution of this section, as the case may be, then without prejudice to any further proceedings which may be brought against him, he shall be released either unconditionally or upon reasonable conditions, including in particular such conditions as are reasonably necessary to ensure that he appears at a later date for trial or proceedings preliminary to trial. So this is where Mohamed Kamarainba comes in the video that you guys have watched, because Mohamed Kamarainba was granted bail. Everybody knew it was granted bail. But what happened? His bail was seized. Why was his bail seized? Because they said he's a flight threat. But you've watched this video. If Mohamed Kamarainba wanted to run away from the country, he would have run away. But the man says he's innocent. So therefore, this ploy against Mohamed Kamarainba, and I'm doing this in English because for the international community, and I want to show you guys how democracy, how the institutions that should be protecting the individual human rights of every citizen in that country has failed us. That is what I want to point out to you guys. And I want you guys to see that. And again, whose responsibility is it to protect every citizen? It is the members of parliament. They should not gang up against certain individuals. Because we all know that Mohamed Kamarainba is a very controversial figure. If he was free and out today, he'll be speaking up against this government. So whose responsibility it is to protect Mohamed Kamarainba and protect myself and protect you that is watching this video? It is the parliament. The APC, the C4C, the NGC, they have the responsibility to protect Mohamed Kamarainba. They have a responsibility to protect everybody, not because they want to do it, but because the Constitution says so. Mohamed Kamarainba should have been tried and then sentenced to jail. But he's in jail, rotting in jail, without sentence. He's being held against his will at this particular point in time, and his constitutional rights are being violated. Why? Because the opposition thinks they are comfortable with him being in there. They say, oh, it was against our party. It was against the APC. It was against the C4C. It was against the NGC. It was against SLPP. So let's lock him up because he's very vociferous. This is the man who was spoken against against the president, President Bio. He talked about his wedding.
Look, this last week, where the president of Ghana just signed a contract with Toyota. They can begin make Toyota assemble in Ghana. Volkswagen, they go assemble in Ghana. President Bio, what's in launch? Now public kissing that same weekly. I see just the only woman they kiss her for married. It hurt me.
So this is why this man, the state, organized against him, because he's the leader of the ADP as a political party, to violate his constitutional rights. I'm going to leave this video because I don't want it to be too long, but I want the international community to pay attention to this. This is a continuous bastardization of the Constitution. It is a violation of the human rights of Mohamed Kamarainba Mansaray. It should be tried, it should be prosecuted and sentenced to jail, found guilty with the evidences to support the claim that he raped, that he was involved in a rape. We have no problem with this man being tried, said he's involved in a rape case. But the fact of the matter is, all we should agree on is processes and procedures should be adhered to. The Constitution should be adhered to. We should not violate the constitutional rights of any citizen just because we feel like we can come against these citizens, to ensure that we violate their basic rights because they opposed us or because they don't belong to our political party. So Mohamed Kamarainba has been failed by the state and has been failed by Sierra Leoneans. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves as a nation. That is what is happening to this man. Bye-bye, everybody.